What's up, future millionaires? Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever watched a cinematic shot and thought, yeah, there's no way this was made without a $50,000 camera, a full crew, and years of experience? That belief is exactly what's holding most creators back, and today, we're breaking it completely. I spent time dissecting a workflow that replicates the look, color science, and depth of the world's most expensive cinema cameras using nothing but AI. And what I found shocked me. The problem isn't that AI can't look cinematic. The problem is that 99% of creators are using it wrong. They're prompting instead of directing. They're guessing instead of designing. And that's why their results look random, flat, and artificial. What you're about to learn is a system that treats AI like real cinema. A system built entirely inside Higgsfield Cinema Studio, a platform that actually respects real-world camera physics. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to bypass the AI slop look, take full creative control, and start producing high-ticket cinematic content with intention, consistency, and professional polish. The reason this workflow works so well is because it flips the entire mindset of AI creation. Instead of asking the AI to surprise you, you tell it exactly what to do, the same way a director would on a real film set. Cinema has always been about controlled decisions, not randomness. Framing, lighting, lens choice, focal length, and camera movement all work together to create emotion. Higgsfield Cinema Studio is the first AI platform that truly understands this philosophy. Everything you see is built inside one environment, meaning you're not generating images in one tool and animating them somewhere else. The entire cinematic pipeline lives in a single place, which immediately removes friction and chaos. When you focus on intentional choices instead of endless regenerations, your output stops looking like AI experiments and starts feeling like real film. That's the massive gap most creators don't even realize exists. Before touching the software, everything starts with the idea, but not just any idea. The goal here is to think like a film trailer director, not a content generator. This is why the ideation blueprint matters so much. Inside the description, there's a prepared prompt designed specifically for this workflow. When you paste that first prompt into ChatGPT or Gemini, it doesn't just spit out random concepts. It generates high-budget cinematic film ideas tailored for Higgsfield Cinema Studio. These ideas are built around mood, emotion, visual weight, and cinematic intent. Once the ideas appear, you simply choose the one that resonates with you the most. Or you can use your own original concept if you already have one in mind. The key detail here is that you only copy the title of the idea, nothing else. That title becomes the creative seed for everything that follows. Once you've selected your idea title, the process becomes extremely precise. You move to the second prompt. This is where most people make mistakes, but the rule is simple. You paste only the title of your idea into prompt 2. No description, no explanation, just the title. This prompt is designed to translate that single idea into production-ready prompts for Higgsfield AI Cinema Studio. From one title, it generates 4 to 5 master image prompts that together form a cinematic trailer sequence. Each prompt is treated like a standalone movie still, not a random frame. These aren't just images. They are intentional compositions designed to be extended into motion later. Once these prompts are generated, you're no longer guessing. You now have a visual blueprint ready to be built inside Cinema Studio. Now it's time to enter Higgsfield Cinema Studio itself. Once you open the platform, you'll notice several tools, but everything we care about happens inside Cinema Studio. This is where Higgsfield separates itself from every other AI tool out there. Instead of choosing vague styles, you're selecting real cinema-grade camera profiles. Each camera behaves like its real-world counterpart and anchors your visual language across multiple shots. The Arri Alexa 35 delivers organic color science and smooth dynamic range, making it ideal for film-like imagery that doesn't feel overly sharp. The Red V Raptor offers a more modern, crisp look, with stronger highlights and sharper details. The Sony Venice IMAX film camera excels in large-scale environments and immersive wide shots. If you want nostalgic texture and classic cinematic grain, the Aeroflex introduces that analog film character. And for a premium, high-end Hollywood aesthetic, the Panavision Millennium DXL2 delivers a polished cinematic presence seen in major productions. These camera choices are not cosmetic. They define how your entire film feels. Once the camera is chosen, the next layer of storytelling comes from the lens. Higgsfield allows lens character to be part of the creative language itself. Lens Baby, for example, introduces selective focus, subtle distortion, and emotional imperfection, making it perfect for dreamlike or stylized scenes. Focal length is where emotion truly comes alive. An 8mm focal length creates extreme, wide perspectives that feel surreal and overwhelming, perfect for scale and insignificance. 14mm offers immersive width while staying grounded, ideal for establishing environments. 35mm sits in the sweet spot between character and world, making it one of the most versatile cinematic lenses. 50mm feels intimate and natural, pulling the audience closer without breaking realism. Aperture then controls depth and separation. Wider apertures create shallow depth of field, isolating the subject emotionally, while smaller apertures keep more of the scene in focus, perfect for landscapes and spatial clarity. If all of this feels overwhelming, there's a safe recommendation that works beautifully. Using the Aeroflex camera paired with an airy spherical lens at 35mm delivers a balanced film-like look that feels cinematic and readable. This exact setup was used in the opening trailer you saw. There's also a recommended tab inside Cinema Studio that offers ready-made combinations and a reference file in the description showing side-by-side comparisons to help you learn visually. Once you understand the visual foundation, it's time to generate your master scene. You return to the first image prompt created from your idea and paste it into Cinema Studio's image mode. This first image is critical. It defines composition, lighting, mood, camera behavior, and lens language for the entire sequence. This is where the magic happens. By changing only the camera profile or focal length, the emotional weight of the same scene completely transforms. The goal here isn't to make AI move. It's to make deliberate cinematic decisions. You lock the look with a strong frame, then extend it into motion. That's why the results feel controlled instead of chaotic. Each master image becomes the foundation for its own cinematic shot. And repeating this process builds consistency, which is what separates real films from random AI clips. After generating all master images, you move to the video option inside Cinema Studio. Each image becomes the start frame of a shot, ensuring continuity and stability. You're not animating images, you're extending shots. You can define motion, pacing, and duration with intent-based camera movements like static, handheld, push, pan, orbit, dolly, or drone-style motion. These movements feel cinematic because they're designed for cinema, not animation timelines. You can even lock an end frame if needed to maintain control. Once each master image has been turned into a video clip, you download and label them clearly by scene. This simple step makes the final assembly clean and professional. With all clips ready, you bring everything into CapCut or your preferred editing software. Import each scene in order, and the sequence immediately starts to feel like a real film. This is where you add cinematic music and subtle sound design to enhance atmosphere. Because the shots were created with consistent camera logic, lens behavior, and motion intent, everything flows naturally. What started as a single idea has now become a complete cinematic video built entirely with AI, yet guided by real filmmaking principles. The most important thing to understand is this: AI cinema is no longer theoretical, it's usable right now. You don't need filmmaking experience or technical expertise. You just need clarity of intent. Higgsfield Cinema Studio removes friction and lets you focus on creative decisions instead of process. That's how cinema has always worked. The tools have changed, but the principles haven't. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more content about AI-powered cinematic creation, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you think, and there's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.